Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Pisces. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Pisces, please. All right, we have the Fool, Aries energy. They're also showing up as the Knight of Cups, all right? Somebody very deeply romantic, intuitive, caring. They're viewing you as the Two of Pentacles, okay? And the connection, we see the Ace of Swords. All right, so with the Ace of Swords and the Fool here, it certainly feels like this is someone completely brand new. But they're also showing up as the Ten of Wands. So this may be somebody here who's going through a major transformation or transition. So for a lot of my Pisces, this may be somebody here who has recently moved. So moved to your area, or they're changing jobs, or maybe they've just changed apartments, changed neighborhoods, or something like that. I do feel like this is somebody here who most likely has released a lot of baggage. Like I feel like with the Fool and the Ten of Wands here, they're ready for a fresh start, or you meet them as they're in the process or aligning with a fresh start in their life. The Fool card here indicates this person is passionate, they're exciting, they're adventurous. They might have a youthful, carefree spirit is what I'm getting. They're not afraid to take risks. And we see the Nine of Cups energy in reverse. So Pisces, I feel like this person here is someone who is walking away from something that's been really emotionally draining for them. So it feels like a heavy relationship, or maybe a job that wasn't in alignment with them, maybe a living situation that wasn't working out for them. But I also like the Nine of Cups in reverse because it also tells me your person is also kind of sick of just dating. This person is, you know, like they're looking for love. They're sick of maybe, you know, going out on dates that don't work out, or meeting someone and it only works out for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, or, you know, 2 or 3 months. So I do get like a little bit of exhaustion in this person's energy, maybe just saturation or exhaustion from dating. And we see the Moon energy in reverse, Cancer, Pisces energy. This person's clear though. This person is clear about what they want. I also think they've come out of a period where, where they've been feeling confused, or, you know, the Moon can be a bit of a scary landscape. So maybe a relationship that really was confusing for them, or, you know, maybe a relationship where somebody created a lot of distortion. You know, I kind of feel like they've freed themselves from something here. How my Pisces are going to be feeling the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag energy. So this person is going to really turn you on, right? You're going to feel very grounded. You're going to feel like you really want this. You're going to feel very attracted to this person, very passionate about this person. This is a connection that my Pisces are definitely going to want to step up and step into. All right. And again, they might have strong Cancer, Pisces in their chart. So let's keep going. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know? Solid. Yeah. So this person is strong. They're dependable. They're predictable. They're steady. All right. They're also very passionate. I love that. There's never a dull moment with this type of person who enjoys life fully. They could be an exciting lover. There could be a generational difference here. All right. So it's possible for a 10+ year age difference here. Stay open-minded. Remember, love knows no bounds. All right. And we see strong Earth. So strong Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So there's that strong grounded energy that I'm picking up on. Now, they're also showing up as deeply romantic. I feel this person is sexy. I feel like, you know, they might be younger than you, Pisces. Of course, the age difference doesn't have to be 10+ years. It's a really specific message. And remember, when we get these really specific messages about ages, ethnicities, hair color, eye color, things like that, they're not going to resonate with all of you, and that's okay. It doesn't mean it's not your reading, but they will be confirmation messages for some of you. But I feel like this person is like relaxed but put together, if that makes sense. They're very, I feel like they're fashion forward, or they have their own defined style. Like they really know who they are. And again, they're going to be very romantic, passionate. Okay, they may have a jealous ex. Now that could be the heaviness that I was picking up on. They may have been dealing with a bit of a toxic situation in their last relationship. This person is unconventional. Again, they know who they are. They're not afraid to be different. They're not afraid to do things their own way. I'm kind of getting like an artist's vibe here. You know, they're most likely quite creative. And we see awakened. Yeah. So again, somebody who's on the same page as you, Pisces. Now, some of you may meet this person at work or through work. Again, it doesn't mean you're necessarily co-workers, but maybe you go into their job, maybe they come into yours. And we see that this person is well known. So this is somebody who gets a lot of attention. Some of you, this is like a well-known artist or musician or something like that. Or, you know, they're well known within their family, within their community. Oh, I love this for you, Pisces. All right, it feels like, you know, this person's quite high vibrational. And you're not going to be the only one that sees that, but I don't think this is something you have to worry about, right? Like, I don't feel like this person is giving off player vibes. All right, let's see what else my Pisces need to know. What else do my Pisces need to know about this person? What else do my Pisces need to know about this person? All right, high honor. Yeah, so this person is honorable. They're integrous. They may hold a good position, like a management position, or they're just really well respected within their family, within their friend group. We see courthouse. Some of you, they might do something with the law. All right. Some of you too, if there's been some sort of divorce or separation, this is the type of person that takes the high road. I also feel like with this courthouse energy and this lawyer here, this is somebody who honors contracts. This is somebody who does the right thing, is what I'm getting. Like, you know, they don't overstep. They're not a user. They're not a taker. And we see the Lovers in reverse. Yeah, but I do feel like this person has experienced some sort of betrayal here. Maybe in that last relationship with that jealous ex, but that person might have been gaslighting them and you know, being very jealous, but meanwhile cheating, right? And I also do feel that Pisces, yes, this person might have other options available to them, because I do feel like they're very attractive, not just to you, but to other people. Now, they may not be super wealthy, all right? But I also see that there's a lot of potential for wealth, although I do feel like this person is solid and stable, but I don't know that they're necessarily flash, right? They may not have a whole bunch of excess, but they're solid, they're stable, they're comfortable. And we see thief energy. Be careful, there may be somebody here that's after this person's attention or affection, all right? And with the thief energy, though, most of the time I just get, you know, a very, maybe it sounds a little cheesy, but I always get, you know, they're going to steal your heart, right? This person's going to steal your heart. So let's see what else my Pisces need to know about this person. What else do my Pisces need to know about this person? Happy birthday to my lovely Pisces. I'm doing this reading on my father's birthday. I love my Pisces out there. All right. So this person makes something valuable with their own hands. Again, art, music, their own business. They could be an amazing cook. They could be somebody who's good with hair and makeup, fixing things, playing cards, playing chess. All right. They have a noticeable facial feature. Most likely it's going to be their smile, right? Something about their lips, something about their smile. And music will be playing when they ask you out. So I keep kind of getting like this musician vibe here. Again, that's not going to be true for all of you, but music will be playing when they ask you out. Tells me that you'll meet in person, right? And this person may have dark hair. Again, that's a confirmation message for some of my Pisces, but it's not going to resonate with all of you. Now, we also see this person can speak more than one language fluently. Okay, so they might, you know, their parents or their grandparents might be from a different country or speak a different language. This could be somebody who's lived in a different country, or they're just really adept at, they're really adept at languages. And they may have more vowels than consonants in one of their names, or there may be something about the vowels in their name that really stand out to you. So I'm kind of getting somebody who has a bit of an ethnic name. Okay. they're viewing you as the Two of Pentacles. Now, Pisces, they might see you as a little bit on the fence about this connection, especially if you two work together or something like that. But they may also see or meet you at a time when you're working really hard, you're keeping your head above water, you're working 2 jobs. And this can also indicate too that they know they have competition, that the choice is going to be yours, that you have choices in love. Page of Pentacles. Ooh, this person knows that you're pensive, that you're thoughtful, that you don't rush into things. They see you as organized, but they also see you as taking your time to make sure something is right before you jump into it. And the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe they know that you could certainly meet this person as you're transitioning out of another relationship or a living situation or a home. And this person might also know that you're a little bit hesitant about commitment because you want to take your time. You want to explore your options, but they see you as single. They see you as somebody as having everything you need, right? So it's like you're not desperate for a relationship. You've built a life of your own, all right? And we see the King of Wands in reverse. So again, that's you not being so sure. But with the Tower energy here, Pisces, it's because this is going to either happen very quickly or unexpectedly, or the energy between you two is going to be really intense and powerful. And although my Pisces, I don't think you normally shy away from intense and powerful, to be honest, but you might be like, let me just get my bearings. Let me ground here before I, get really fully emotionally invested. They may also meet you, Pisces, when you're in a job transition, okay, or searching for a job, or just having recently been let go of, or, quit. What else does this person really admire about my Pisces? So they see you as the dilettante. Yeah, I feel like there's something about art or music, film, something very cultural here that brings you two together. So we see that they see you as the dilettante. You delight in the arts without having to be a professional. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Yeah. So this person doesn't see you as superficial. They see you as liking art, music, film, knowing what you like, what you don't like, really respecting your tastes is what I'm getting. All right. And athlete. So they're very physically attracted to you. Dedicated to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. I love that. So they're very physically attracted to you, but they also recognize your discipline, Pisces. They see that you're disciplined. They respect that. They want that. Not that you're not easygoing, and not that you don't know how to have a good time, or you can, you're very rigid about like your diet and, your plans, because, that would just be so on Pisces, right? If you weren't a bit mutable or changeable or willing to go with the flow. That is the epitome of Pisces. But they do also see you as very disciplined, and discipline can be very sexy, very attractive to the right person, somebody else who's disciplined. All right. At the bottom of the deck here, we have vampire energy. So makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. So what I feel is like this person realizes that you have everything you need. You're in that Nine of Pentacles energy. You're single, you're self-made, you're independent, you pay your own bills, you regulate yourself. You buy yourself your own things, right? You're not like looking to like use this person or be dependent. And like you don't deplete others. And that you're not somebody who complains. You're not codependent, and you're not a big complainer. And they like that. That's a very high vibrational energy. Now, with the Ace of Swords, this is to me an indication as well that there's going to be a really strong intellectual connection. And if you feel like you've kind of been running around in circles, going round and round in circles with dating, I feel like this is something that's going to give you a lot of clarity. Now, is it going to be a shock with the Tower? Absolutely. It might take you by surprise. You might not be all in the second you meet them, but there is something very special and very aligned here. So let's see what else we need to know about this connection. What else do we need to know about this connection? Building emotional maturity. This connection requires conscious communication and accountability. Beautiful. And I feel like you both want to build that. You both want to grow through this relationship. Okay. Possibility without pressure. This connection allows space for organic development. So there isn't that pressure. The pressure you might feel here is the intensity and the passion and the excitement. But this person is also, they're willing to take a risk, but they're also not going to be pressuring you. They're going to allow this space, because they see you in that Page of Pentacles energy. They're going to allow space for this to grow organically. Okay. And to heal wounds from the past. So this is the purpose of this connection, Pisces. This connection touches unresolved emotional experiences, offering an opportunity for healing, understanding, and release. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we see grounded and practical, and we see that in this person's energy. This person values stability and realistic expectations. They bring balance to emotional intensity. Wow. And we see that strong earth and that solid energy with a tower, right? This person it brings balance to emotional intensity. I actually think they're going to really calm your nervous system here, Pisces. All right, so we have honest communication, and that's what this connection is going to require, but I also feel like it's going to allow you to feel comfortable speaking your truth, heart-to-heart conversations, because when somebody is honest with you, it opens the door for you to be honest with them. All right, we see friendly support, fairies, guides, and friends give aid. All right. And falling in love. There are going to be sudden feelings, this tower energy, right? That this is the one. Or if you're not so sure at first, it's like the more you spend time with them, you see how they are grounded, you see how they regulate, themselves. And most likely this person is good at controlling energy in the room as well. You're going to fall in love with them. And we see holiday, so expect a change of scenery to spice up your love life. Now, someone could be from a tropical environment here. You could meet in some sort of warm, beachy climate. Maybe they're from a warm, beachy climate or something like that. But I'm also seeing with holiday energy, this is just going to be a change of scenery for your love life. This is going to be something that's very different, very distinct. So when it comes to times, we see that this is going to be unfolding within the next 6 months, but now might not be the right timing. All right. So Pisces, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.